Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Guido Goes Off. As you can see, I'm a little bit more casual right now. A lot of stuff I want to get to, and I'm kind of in a hurry, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, for a lot of big things going on in the world of wrestling. Of course, the big issue from Monday night: where was Paige? It was widely reported that Paige was supposed to be um coming back from her almost year and a half of not of from injury and all the other stuff going on in her life. She was supposed to come back on Monday Night Raw. It was widely reported she'll be coming back on Raw, and either getting just put onto the Raw Survivor Series team, or she was going to be inserted into the triple threat match, which was eventually won by Bayley, making it a fatal four-way, and then becoming a member of Raw Survivor Series team that way. She was at the arena. Later on, she did post an Instagram video of her chatting up with Renee Young. However, she, for some reason, never was put on camera. It was widely speculated that the reason why was because there's rumored to be backstage heat with her about an Instagram post on Sunday with her and Alicia Fox hanging out. As we knew, the Raw roster had come back from the European tour and was in Atlanta on Sunday. And then a picture emerged with Alicia Fox hanging out with Paige. Now this post was originally posted on Alicia Fox's Instagram, so you can't really blame Paige for that. But it was talked about by Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer that the picture taken that was posted on Sunday was actually from several days prior. So it was Alicia Fox and Paige hanging out in the picture, and then it was posted days later. Which, however, I don't think you could blame her for that anyway, considering the fact that the news of her going to Raw and being inserted as part of Raw Survivor Series team came out days prior. It was posted like last Friday. Everybody was talking about that because clearly WWE's creative department has more leaks than a rusty colander. So, it's now being said that basically the only reason it was just a last minute change, and it said that WWE is going to go back to their original plan, and that is have Paige on the SmackDown roster and being part of SmackDown's Survivor Series women's team. As we know, there is an open spot now because of Charlotte's defeat. Charlotte defeating Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So Charlotte will now be facing Alexa Bliss in the champion versus champion match at Survivor Series. Now it's still widely speculated. Like, there's several theories as to who could be occupying that spot. That Natalya could be added as the fifth person. But since he's a heel and probably a sore loser, and probably doing the sore loser thing right now, that could be the case, and then likely Paige would be added. Of course, there's also a theory that there could be a call up from NXT, but I think right now it would be leaning more towards either Natty or Paige, and so. I haven't seen any announcements yet through WWE or what have you. So let's go from there as far as what's going to come next. Okay, and more talk also of the issues as far as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's now being talked about that the whole thing between them and creative and the reason why they were sent home from the European tour was actually a huge misunderstanding. I believe I talked about in the last episode that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were supposed to um, take a beating from the New Day, and um, for that reason, and because they didn't, they rolled out of the ring and went up the ramp. And because of that reason, Creative was furious with them, and they were sent home from the European tour. Well, it's now being said that Owens and Zayn did what they thought they were supposed to do. That it was basically a huge misunderstanding. As we know, Zayn and Owens and Zayn were back on SmackDown, and did have a match with the New Day prior to the invasion by Raw on SmackDown Live. So it's clearly there's no punishment, at least as far as like a 30-day suspension or anything of that nature. The worst they're getting was the talking to or getting yelled at for it. So it could have been a huge misunderstanding, or I think a lot of these things, like this thing and the Paige thing, I think it was just them being creative as far as getting viewership up or maybe building feuds. It's possible that they're doing that. It's either, because basically, at least as far as some of these things, they're either stupider than we thought they were or they're smarter than we realize. I know it's hard to keep secrets in this internet age, and that's why a lot of people think kayfabe's dead. I think kayfabe's alive and well. You just got to think about it and make your surprises more of a surprise. And so, and that if you're trying to build heel heat as far as Owens and Zayn, and don't get me wrong, Owens knows how to build heat. Randy Orton was chastising Owens for something he did over the weekend. I don't know if you saw Kevin Owens' Twitter. He actually he had taken his family to Disney World, and there was a fan having a wedding dessert party there. A fan and his new wife, and they were having a dessert party. And Owens just happened to show up, crashed the thing, and took pictures with them. Told him congratulations. To which Orton said, "Of course he showed up. It's a dessert party." And then Owens go, and you don't want to start a Twitter fight with Owens because you won't win. And then it went into Owens talk about Orton's vaping. Apparently Orton had been trying to quit smoking and was using vaping to do it. And and then he said, "I quit. You would know if you had stuck around." And basically, it's just the two of them going at it on Twitter, which you don't want to do because Owens will own your ass on Twitter. So it looks like the whole thing is being swept under the rug for now, as far as Owens and Zayn are concerned. It's still a pretty big fan theory that they are basically going to find a way to screw Shane McMahon somehow. I'm probably screw SmackDown in the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. So, looking forward to that. And then, of course, on the Raw side, they're basically building up a feud between Triple H and Kurt Angle because, reasons. So it's still getting more and more exciting as far as the build up to Survivor Series. And like I said, we even still have a lot of questions. And yesterday, WWE released the news that they had released James Ellsworth. As we know, he got a very unique send-off via the European tour by getting his ass kicked by the entire SmackDown women's division. There are worse ways to go out, I assure you. There really wasn't a reason given for the release of Ellsworth. I know he had kind of become, like a lot of fans weren't happy with him, but in the grander scheme of things, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he has no business being in the WWE." You know what? Probably each and every one of us that watches this show at some point dreamed about becoming a wrestler in WWE, and despite his physical status, he's not the biggest guy. He's not the strongest guy. He's definitely clearly not the most good-looking guy. But we all dreamt, and probably some still do, of becoming a WWE superstar. That man lived the dream. And kudos to him for doing it. I mean, yes, he was only there for about a year and a half. Of course, he got started as one of the squash guys for Braun Strowman, and then for some reason they just like, you know what, let's just bring you on, and then have you got a WWE title match and all this, and hey, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. As we know, he does have, of course, a 90-day no-compete clause. He won't be able to take any independent bookings, even though he does own a promotion in the Maryland area where he's from. He can't show up as a wrestler on that until I think, yeah, it looks like, for the looks of things, mid-February. So, we wish him luck, we wish him well, and hey, thanks for proving that any man with two hands has a fighting chance, bud. Probably won't hear from me again till after Survivor Series. Got the whole gang coming back together, and we're going to be, of course, doing a Survivor Series review show. Those are always fun. So we'll help you stay tuned for that. And of course, a big weekend of wrestling. For those of you that don't know, you of course got Survivor Series, and then Saturday night before, you've got NXT TakeOver War Games. If you can get it on Twitch, I don't know if it's free on Twitch, but House of Hardcore is having a special on Twitch, also on Saturday night, if you watch that. And I think Ring of Honor might be doing something, but I don't know. But yeah, a big weekend of wrestling. Looking forward to discussing it with you guys. And so, what did you think of the topics I covered on this episode of The Guido Goes Off? As always, leave me a line down in the comment section below. And of course, you can always talk to me via my social media. And of course, like this video, share it with your friends, and if you're one of the people that hasn't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Also, hit the bell for notifications when new episodes come out. I've been meaning to get to this. I've had a heck of a time trying to pick them. But I will be doing the fan poll show. I'm going to try to get it out on Monday. The fan poll show, which was the 10 most interesting things I have in the collection here. Now, it won't be all wrestling related. It'll just be some of the stuff I've got around here that I think is pretty cool. It might have a story behind it. And, I hope you look forward to that. And also, we're going to try and make the big push. I want, by WrestleMania, to have 100 subscribers. So we got a few months. We got about, 4 months. So, hopefully by WrestleMania, I have 100 subscribers to the show, which would be awesome because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I get that direct link. You can go to youtube.com/The Guido Goes Off, which would be awesome. So I can just put that in the feed thing, and it'd be awesome. And but I can't do it without you guys. So as always, talk to your friends about the channel. Share it with everybody. You guys are the reason the show keeps going. I wish I could say it's just me, but it isn't just me. It's a team effort or a club effort. For those of you, for some of you fans out there. But like I said, of course, I'll have my Survivor Series review. That top 10 interesting things in the collection, and probably some other stuff going on. Of course, we're in the slow season of wrestling after Survivor Series, before the Rumble. But I'll keep doing shows. We'll keep talking. I'm sure Impact will do something interesting. So until next time, I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.